Hey guys, the Sephora sale is here, but before you fill your cart, let's talk about what's actually worth your energy and what you can totally skip. I'm going to give you my top 5 low energy recommendations and how we can shop smarter using less energy. I'm Donna, a makeup loving geek with fibromyalgia and usually running on a very low battery. During flare days, past and present, makeup videos really help me escape the pain and loneliness. And I just wanted to share that comfort with you guys. So if you're here for some sparkle and support, I'm so glad you're here. Hit the subscribe button and let's get into the video. So let's get into a quick sale breakdown. I will put timestamps down below in the description box. So if you already know how the Sephora sale works, you can just skip around and get into my top 5 recommendations. So you have to be a member first off. You can sign up free on the Sephora website. They have 3 different tiers of membership, and the sale start dates are different for the membership levels. So they have an insider level, which gives you 10% off during the sale, which starts November 4th to 10th. VIB membership gives you 15% off during the sale. Sale dates are the same, November 4th to 10th. And then Rouge membership, which gives you 20% off, and the sale starts October 31st through to November 10th. When you sign up, you automatically become an insider member, and all levels of membership get 30% off of any Sephora brand products. So any of Sephora brand makeup or their makeup brushes, which really, in my opinion, that's the best deal. 10 to 15%. I mean, don't get me wrong, any amount off is good, but unless you're a Rouge member and getting 20% off, that makes it worth it. But 30% off Sephora brand is really good. Having said that, I've never tried any of their makeup products, but I have tried their brushes and they're excellent quality in my opinion. So now that you know when to shop, let's talk about what's actually worth your energy. So my top 5 picks are from my benchmark brands. Benchmark brands, if you're not familiar, is a term coined by Miss Megan Robinson. She's on TikTok, YouTube. She's a fantastic makeup artist. Go check out her content. It's really amazing. I love her. So a benchmark brand, in case you're not familiar with the term, is a brand that you gravitate towards, you trust, their values might align with your values. Every product you've tried, or most products you've tried, you really enjoy. And that's what you compare every other brand to. So for example, if you love MAC Glow Play blushes like I do, any other blush of that formula from any other brand, I'm going to compare it back to the MAC Glow Play blush and determine, is it worth it to buy it, or is my benchmark brand, does that fill my need? So these are my top 5 picks from my benchmark brands that suit my makeup preferences and my energy levels. Okay, so my first product recommendation, and these are in no particular order, but my first product recommendation is the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. And why this is worth my energy is because it makes my skin look really healthy. So when I haven't had a lot of sleep and multiple nights in a row and my skin's looking really dull, this makes my skin look really healthy and it makes me feel good. And I think that's because it has over 20 plus skincare ingredients in it. And it's reliable and long wearing, which is great because then that means there's not a lot of touch-ups, there's not a lot of separation, and they have a ton of great shades. So my shade is, I think it's 160. Oh yeah, shake well before use. Okay. 160 light neutral is my shade. So that's it there. And it's a medium coverage, natural finish. So it's not too glowy, it's not matte. It really gives a nice, healthy glow to my face. So the only thing to keep in mind with this is that a little goes a long way. If I apply more than one pump, or even one pump sometimes is too much, and it can start to look a little cakey. So just keep that in mind. So my second product from my second benchmark brand is the MAC Glow Play Blush. And why it's worth my energy is it's easy to apply and blend out, so it doesn't take much effort. The second reason is because you can apply it with your fingers, which makes it even easier. You don't have to dig out a brush. And the third reason why I find this worth my energy is because it's multi-use. So not only can you use it on your cheeks, but you can also use it on your lips. So you've got a very cohesive look and it's quick and easy and you're not dealing with multiple products. So it's a it's almost like a putty texture, and it's a cream to powder formula, I'd say. And it's buildable, which is nice. So I find blush is usually the first thing to go on my look. So this has some nice lasting power, and it comes in a ton of really beautiful shades. And the shade I have is Totally Synced, which is sort of a bright pink, which I never thought I would love that color, but I really do. So my third product from my third benchmark brand is the Merit Day Glow Dewy Highlighting Balm. And mine is in the shade Citrine, which is a really pretty kind of a gold color. And why this is worth my energy is because it's a really sheer, radiant finish. So again, it's a product that makes my skin look healthier. So when I'm feeling tired, this gives me a little energy boost, you know? It takes very little effort. You can apply it directly from the stick or with your fingers or with a brush. And on a low energy day, it looks really good just by itself without even having any other makeup on. And it's a dewy glow. There's no sparkle. It's very lightweight. So it is a balm formula, so it doesn't dry down. So if you don't enjoy a balm formula, I would say to avoid it, but I really love it. My fourth product from my fourth benchmark brand is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes eyeshadow palette in the neutrals. So why it's worth my energy is that, in my opinion, it has every single neutral shade you could possibly need. And so when the brain fog is really thick that day, I don't have to make any decisions. I can grab this palette. I have 12 options for a one and done, or on good days, I can do a smoky eye. They're all matte shadows. They're buildable and they have medium opacity, but you can definitely build them up. Really, really pretty shades. So in my opinion, it's easy for beginners because they're easy to blend and they're buildable. So you can get a really soft wash of color and you're not getting a really intense amount of pigment. So this is my last recommendation for low energy makeup products. So this is the Makeup Forever Super Boost Moisturizing and Plumping Lip Gloss. So why this is worth my energy: it's long wearing, so I don't have to spend a lot of energy and time reapplying too often. It hydrates my lips and makes them look fuller, so I find it very nourishing. So I love a thick, high shine gloss with opacity, and this is it. And it makes my makeup look seamed finished, even if it's the only thing I'm wearing that day. You can see how glossy that is. So it has a cooling sensation. I wouldn't say it's plumping at all, but it has a cooling sensation, but no harsh tingle. It's got hyaluronic acid in it, so it's nourishing for the lips. It's got a really light, maybe vanilla kind of scent. And the shade I wear is Wherever Walnut. Okay, so before we get into what to skip during the sale, let me know in the comments below, do you have any benchmark brands and do you have any favorite low energy products? I'm always curious to know what other people enjoy. And if this has been helpful so far, please tap the like button. It really helps the video reach more fibro fabulous folks like us. All right, so we've talked about what's worth your energy. Now let's talk about what to skip so you don't waste your spoons or your dollars. Any of these tips or products that I'm mentioning doesn't mean that they're not good products. They're just, in my opinion, they don't work for my low energy days. So my first skip tip is to avoid anything that's not one of your benchmark brands. This is going to help you avoid buyer's remorse and wasted money on a product that might just go unused sitting in your drawer. So my second skip tip is to avoid blind buying a full-size bottle of perfume. And I speak from experience on this. Just because somebody on the internet says, hey, these notes, and they smell really good, I love all these notes in the perfume, doesn't mean it's actually you're gonna enjoy that scent on your skin. So I would always advise going into store if you can and actually trying the perfume out on your own skin and see if you enjoy the scent. But if you really have your heart set on a perfume that you aren't able to test in person, maybe get a travel size. It's going to be way less expensive, or maybe one of those value packs where you can get 4 or 5 like little samples and might save you some money. Okay, so my third skip tip is avoid high energy products for our low energy lifestyles. I've got 3 products in front of me. None of them are bad products. It's just they're not for my low energy lifestyle. The first product is the NARS Laguna Cream Bronzer. And this is a beautiful bronzer. So it's a cream product and it's a dense kind of product, but it's very opaque. And so for me, it takes a lot to blend it out. And I always use too much. and it's too intense for me. So I always regret wearing it, or it just takes too much effort to put on. So the other high energy product that I don't enjoy is the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Beauty Blush Wand. Mine is in the shade Pillow Talk. It's a beautiful color and it's a beautiful blush. I don't care for the formula and I do not care for the applicator. It's messy. It makes me angry when I use it. So you have to twist it on to get product out. I always squeeze up too much. There's a lot of waste. It's a beautiful color, but again, really, really opaque. It takes a lot to blend out, and I always put too much on. So it's not the product's fault. It's just not for my lifestyle. And then you have to remember to close the cap on this. And see, there's still a bunch of, I don't know if you can tell, but there's still a bunch of product on the end, and it's just kind of wasted. The third high energy product for me it's an absolutely gorgeous eyeshadow palette. It's a Huda Beauty Pretty Grunge, but it's basically any large multi-pan eyeshadow palette. And only because for me, it's too much decision. I've only used this palette a handful of times. The colors are gorgeous. I love the grungy look. Like, it's totally me. And the formulas are great, but it's too much decision for me a lot of times. I'll do a swatch. Oh, they're so soft. Like, they're absolutely beautiful. Like, that's just gorgeous to me. That's a really pretty, I couldn't have swatched that worse if I tried, but it's a gorgeous purple. I do love the palette, but I have to have, it's a day for when I have a lot of energy, and I don't often have that. Okay, so let's look at how we can shop smarter and save more money and save some spoons. So first, always look for a better deal. The Sephora sale isn't the end all be all. There are going to be other sales. Anything that you put in your cart, check your drugstore, check Amazon, check the brand's website. So for example, I have these Armani liquid eye tints that I absolutely love. They're beautiful on mature eyelids, if in my opinion, but I can get these at a better deal at my drugstore without a sale. It's only a couple dollars savings, but I can get a better deal there. Plus, my drugstore has multiple 20% off sales over the course of the year. My drugstore has a great rewards program, and I can use as many points as I want to get an additional amount off of a purchase during a sale. So it's worth it to check and see if you can get a better deal somewhere else. So another way to shop smarter is to create a wish list or a loves list. So on Sephora, you can create a loves list, and I would create one specifically called sale. You can create multiple lists on the Sephora website now, and just put your products in there that you're considering that you might purchase during the Sephora sale. What happens often, I should say, in my experience, is the Sephora website is extremely slow or can even go down during the first couple days of the sale from a lot of traffic. So if you have your loves list created beforehand, then the day before the sale, put the items that you're going to purchase, if you're purchasing, in your cart so that it's ready to go. And the day of the sale or the day you're ready to make your purchase, if the site's slow, everything's already sitting in your cart and you can just click OK. That takes less energy and it helps your stress level a little. If the website is very slow, it's a little less frustration. So the other way we can shop smarter is to repurchase staples and not experiments. So for example, I am really interested in one of my benchmark brands, Makeup by Mario. He came out with I don't know if it's a liquid or a cream. It's kind of a whipped eyeshadow, and they're singles and they're mattes, but I haven't tried it in store, and a lot of the tutorials and a lot of the videos I've been watching online, they say it's a really beautiful product, but you don't get much time to blend it out. It dries down really fast. And I have to think, okay, is that really for my Fibro Fabulous lifestyle? Perhaps not. So it's better that I check that out in store. I do need a new vitamin C serum. I have about this much left in the current bottle I have. So that's a staple. This will be my third time purchasing it. So I know that I can trust that one. My other shop smarter tip is don't shop when you don't feel well. Today I have a migraine. The sale is on. I'm not going to make any purchases today. I'm not going to have a clear head, and I'm probably going to purchase something I regret. So remember, a sale doesn't mean you're always saving money. You're only saving money if you're planning on purchasing anyway. Hopefully this video helped you save some spoons and a little bit of regret. If you like this one, my video for makeup for low energy days is right here, and it's full of products that help you feel put together when you're running on fumes. I'll see you over there. Bye guys.